Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and we are here to talk about 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 1. Like, what were we looking at? Like, this was a complete train wreck of a show. And if you like it, I guess you crazier than I am. So let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my listening reviews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Advice. Well, welcome everybody, and this is Auntie, y'all. This show was a hot mess express. This show was a hot mess express. I think that this show is set up for people who are much younger than myself. Because I don't know if this is something that I can continue to watch with all the foo la la and the horrorism, not tourism, horrorism that is going on this show. I don't know who thought to put this together, but okay. Um, yeah. Um, I'm gonna try to share with y'all who the cast are or this particular show. You see, I had it brought up somewhere, but I don't know what I did with it, y'all. But this was oh, this was a mess. Um, I don't know why we are making a lot out of this girl Elise, but I'm trying to find, and I had it up, but let me see if I can find it again. Let me see if I can find I just want to find something that is quick. So the people who are on the show, hold on. Let's see if this will give it to me. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Hope y'all having a great day. For some reason, is it giving their names? Yeah, it's giving their names. Just one second. Let me see. Now, it's not, for some reason, it's just giving their names, y'all, but it is not giving anything about the people. So let me see if I can bring it up real quick.
Shout out to our members. Let's see if I can share the screen. Okay. So the first person that we're going to meet is this gentleman by the name of his name is Carlo. Now, again, it is not given any information. I'm sure that there will be people who will go out there and find out who these people are, but his name is Carlo. The next person is Elise. Okay, now Elise got some pretty good airtime. She is right now after Rob, and we'll talk about her. I don't know what the fuck if he out here, Chad. I guess Chad is out here for Usman since he likes older people. Soldier Boy. I don't know why the okay, but we're gonna talk about it, right? The next person they got out here is Lexi. I never saw her. I swear to God, I never saw her not one time. If y'all did, put your hands up in the air like you just don't care, because I don't remember seeing her at all. This next person, I don't remember seeing him, Chris. Chris was, I guess, this somewhere. Again, there's no bio on him, but like I said, the sleuths will be finding out about who he is. This young lady is Cassidy. Don't remember seeing Cassidy. I guess some of these people was just fly by night. Maybe we'll see something more about them, but I don't know. This gentleman did come up Cole. Cole seems to be a runner up, right? Some of the women are using him as a default guy, but okay. The next person, me, I don't remember seeing her either. Is it me or mine? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I don't remember seeing her, but I think that she's going to be one of the standouts later on in the episode. Okay. But yeah, so she'll be back. And then we have Edwin, who we did get a little bit from. He was Chantel's first date. I don't know why the fuck she's there looking all puffed up and blown up. Okay, like child. This particular person, Nikki, don't remember seeing Nikki, but Nikki is indeed a cast member, one of the cast members of 90 Day Hunt for Love Singles Retreat. Jay. Where was Jay? Where was Jay? Why you can't cover this D man? Okay, well, if you want to come up and co-host with me sometime, you look at it, you can co-host with me, D man. Or at least give me some of your thoughts. This is Shelby. I don't know where she was. Where are these people? Joe. I guess Joe is supposed to be a generic Rob. Sierra. Where was Sierra? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, these are the 17 people that they said are on the show. Okay. We did see Rocky. I don't know why he did. And then we have Tessa. Okay. Tessa was there. Where these people were, I don't know. I don't know where these people were. I don't remember seeing them at all. And that's on everything. I just don't remember seeing them. Some of them we saw if they stepped out and they made their presence be known. But outside of that, y'all, I'm telling you, I never saw these people, some of these people. But allegedly they are okay. Okay. Allegedly they are on the show. Now, let me go to who the cast members are for the 90-Day Fiance thing. Okay, let's see if we can find them. Okay, because this was a hot mess show. I don't know at my age how much of this book I'm gonna be able to cover, y'all. I think I'm kind of aging out of 90-Day Fiance, and that's just like on everything. Like that's on everything. I really think I'm aging out of this show. I think that there's some bullshit, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to do it. Okay? Straight up. But I'm going to try. Because so many of y'all been in my box. Okay? So tomorrow, I'll be covering my other shows and stuff like that. I have to pace myself. I got a lot going on. But anyway, so let's look at these other ones. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay. Okay. Present. Share screen, auntie. So of the 90-Day Fiance cast, we have Chantel. Who does not look like this? Let me tell you something, honey. They done worked on this girl's face, her body. They have taken some type of application, some kind of AI bitch, and made this girl look like this because Chantel is blown up like a daggone a blow up doll. I don't know what the hell. Yes, it is Sugar 48. Sugar 48, I've been doing my research and I'm going to talk about 90-Day Fiance, okay? Even my main boy that I look at, right, is not doing 90-Day like that fiance. It's like it's dying. Colt has come back. For what? All of this bad news and bad reputation that he has, they have the audacity to bring Colt back. I don't know why, but they did, bitch. Usman. But like, why is he there? This is just another thing to keep your mind. Tim, Jennifer, Rob, Tiffany, Courtney. Okay, let me get myself together. So we opened up this episode with the cast coming in, right? They all was coming in, and all these has-beens, cause bitch, they has-beens. They coming in, they has-been. Chantel is coming in. Of course, we all know that her relationship with Pedro is over and stuff like that. And so, they decided that, at one point Chantel used to be really, really cute. I'm not saying that Chantel is not beautiful, right? But I'm just saying Chantel did so much work that you don't even really recognize her ass anymore, okay? I was very disappointed with how she looked and how she was presenting herself, the way she handled herself. I was very disappointed. Then we had Tiffany coming with her. What the fuck is Tiffany doing there? And and I just was like, when I was listening to Tiffany and Tiffany's motives for being there, Tiffany had mentioned that she's sly and she's slick, and I said, oh, so they brought her in here to monitor all of the. I don't have anything good to say about Tiffany. I'm a flat out say that. I did not like her being there. I don't think that any of them are really looking for any love, right? But I did not think that she was the right person for this cast. I think that we have a Angela Dean in the making. I think that we have a Jasmine in the making, and I think that Tiffany is picking up that role. I did not like how, she got everybody in the room and stuff like that. Like stuff like that I don't like, and I do believe that she's coming in to be the villain. And I think also that in her coming in, I think that we're going to be seeing this snide, conniving ass, trifling woman that her husband saw. I really do. I don't think that this show, in my opinion, for people who look at things the way that I look at things, that this is going to do anything for her image when it comes down to me and what I think about her ass. And I'm just being dead ass about it. I'm not. Y'all know I'm not gonna, mince my words. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna do it. I think that the person that her husband saw is who we seeing, because she's already coming in scheming. She doesn't have the right intentions as it relates to, this particular show. She just want to be a busybody in other people's matters. And I was like, so, is she going to be the SALVE driver? Like, what is she going to be doing, right? And I don't like the way that she's been handling people so far under this mask, that she's people friends, and she's this sweet old woman and everything. So I'm just gonna be kind of looking at her like I already did not like how she came off in the first episode of this, right? And what is her motives and what is the motives of TLC? Because first of all, when we look at this particular show, right, and we look at some of the things that are going on out there on the TikToks and on the threads, on the Reddit threads and stuff, this cast did not even fucking know what they were going in for. They had no idea what this show was. And even just the way that they handled it. So when we watched the show, we saw the two of them come in, and then they gradually start bringing the people in. They were all going to a masquerade party. Now, this is Hunt for Love. It's to me that none of them are hunting for love, but they all had their own particular reasons why they wanted to come out. I don't know, probably most of it was just for a little check or whatever. And so, they come out on the show and everything, and they got them in masks, because basically this isn't about the people who applied for the show, who legitimately thought that they were, and this is my opinion, okay, TLC producers, these are aunties' advice opinions, and I'm entitled to them. And I'm going to speak my speech, I'm going to talk my talk, and I'm going to say what I want to say about this show. So anyway, they come in here and everything, and these singles are under an illusion that they're going to be meeting people, and that this is a real show about dating. Now we know that everything has a spin on it, right? But for the most part, they're thinking that they're coming in to meet other singles who are wanting to be in a relationship, a serious relationship. And here they coming here with these 90-day fiance rejects who are only interested in each other. They're interested in each other's business. They've had history with one another. Like, that, to me, that's not entertaining. That is just intentionally causing conflict, chaos, and confusion. That's where I am with that. I am not the content creator. If this is your first time being here, thank you. But I am not the content creator that is going to half step or going to bite her tongue about anything that I have to say about this show. I'm going to give it to you the way that I feel like it. Some of these people have things that have come out about them that are not glowing, that have been questionable, and you want to mix them up with some people who have not been tainted by them. When each one of them came in, they were walking around with knowing that there was a possibility that they knew that this was a 90-day fiance show. But the people who had signed up for it, they I mean, like, they got blinded by this. So anyway, they come into there and everything, and they got their mask on, and they kind of doing like the history of why they were on the show and who they were on the show, and X, Y, knick knack patty, I give a dog a bone. And so, as I said, they bring in all the rejects. So when they come in there, that they are told that they're in Tulum. A lot of people in Reddit have been talking about, just the resort isn't a nice resort and all that kind of stuff, right? And so they're coming in there and they're mingling around. One of the guys immediately said, it appears that these other people know each other. And he can feel that there's tension that's going on and all of this kind of stuff, right? It's because when they take their mask off, they all recognize each other. Now, Courtney and Usman evidently had hooked up with one another and were dating one another. Chantel has told dumbass Courtney some things about Usman, basically telling her that this ain't no good, right? And he's a scammer. And so, of course, Courtney not having a inch of 1 inch of a brain basically says that she told Usman. So he already has coming in. Now this man think that he is God gives to women. He said that African men, that he has an advantage being an African man because they set up like this and their stuff is like this, but he's a whole lie. Because the size of your weenus, okay, may be satisfactory to some, but not satisfactory to all. And just because you came from Africa don't mean you got a big old weenus. And the way he's slinging his around, he only slings it to older women. And that's because they're, you know what, Auntie, think it, but don't say it. But I was getting ready to say something that was very, very rude. He thinks that he's God gives to women, and he's not. He is ugly. His cornrows are thinned out. I mean, it looked like he's balding because those cornrows, the braids that was hanging out of his hair was separated by 14 different parts, bitch. It looked like a desert downtown to the scalp. So he is not even maintaining his regular hair. Okay, that he is finished. So I'm sitting up here saying, but you don't even look like yourself. You look like you are half the man that you were. And when we met you, you were already half the man that you were because you had a music career that you were trying to bring to the United States. In my opinion, like Chantel said, this mofo was just using women, right? So, basically he was using women to try to get a green card and try to, in my opinion, produce his music over here. He gets mad at Chantel, right? So Courtney, greets him. She recognizes who he is immediately. He recognizes who she is immediately, right? And he fakes like he doesn't know who she is. And so, she's offended by it. But girl, come on now. You too young for him. Whatever he's going to get out of you, honey, is going to be money for lollipops and Tootsie Rolls, bitch. You don't have the money in this that he needs. Okay. He needs a new PlayStation box every year. That's what he need. And unfortunately, boo, you don't fit the bill. Anyway, I digress. So then, after we go through all of this rigmarole and bullshit, okay, between them, Tim and them come out, Rob comes out. It seems like Rob is a ladies' man. I guess evidently, you just don't know Rob's beauty or how handsome Rob is unless you in his face. But it seemed like all the women were gravitating to Rob, including Jennifer, who used to date Tim. Now, Tim is there, of course, and Tim, everybody wants to say that Tim is gay. They want to say that Tim, messes with guys and likes guys and stuff like that. I don't believe it. I believe that he's eccentric. I believe that he's a wealthy man who can dress and wear whatever he wants. I think that he has that kind of taste that I have. If you all kind of notice some of the stuff that I wear, where you don't always see me every day, but I dress very eccentric. I love of things that may appeal to someone else's costume or whatever, but that just floats my boat. I love shoes, big shoes, loud shoes that have, that the average person wouldn't wear. Like that's my aesthetic, right? So I see Tim I see Tim. I like his style and everything, and I don't think he's gay. I think that he's particular. And so, of course, they bring Jennifer out there to cause controversy with Tim, right? And because, she's hot. Charlotte, sit down. What's going on? Oh, you hungry? I hear your stomach. But it's only 5:13. It's only 5:13. It's not time for you to eat. I get it though. I promise you. I promise you I will go and get it for you. Okay? It's only 5:13. So once 5:13, Swallow, please get down. Once 6 o'clock come, you'll eat. Okay. All right. Here. Give me one little lick. Okay. All right. Now get down. Okay. Now get down. Eh, eh, Don't do it. Excuse me, y'all. You got 45 minutes. Okay? Go lay down. Play with a toy. Now you hit me. Twala, get down. I promise you, you're going to eat in 45 minutes. You, I'm sorry, y'all. Now here come the other one. Okay, y'all not going to jump me? Stop. Get down. Get down. Uh, that had been bubbling up in her soul. I was trying to avoid that by talking to her. Now she's comforting the other one as if, okay. But the thing about it is, so they got Tim out there, they got Tiffany out there who I don't think has a love interest. It was mentioned, I think it was Jennifer that mentioned it and said that she don't think that Tim is going to connect with anybody. I think that Tim is, because I think that there is just an appeal to Tim, right? That the rest of them don't have. Maisie, please get back. I just told your sister to get back. 6 o'clock. Y'all have 45 minutes. So so we see the couples, they all take their mask off and now they recognize each other. Chantel sits down and they're all talking to the group, and Usman, comes into the conversation. It says, you know who I am, whoop, and Chantel lies and says, I don't know who you are. She uses the excuse of, I've never met you in person, so I can't really say that I love you. Chantel, stop it with the bullshit, okay? I don't know why she's sitting out there acting like some little prima donna, right? And Usman, wants to be known by everybody. He has to be known. He needs to be known, right? Because he is this international star that don't nobody know nothing about. So after they, sit there and keeps arguing and everything, and of course Tiffany is sitting there. She's, going back and forth as if she's at a tennis court and stuff, right? They got Colt there, and Colt is, trying to make fun and say certain things about different people and stuff like that. And again, here we are over there with the other couples. I mean, the other people who don't know what in the world is going on. They recognize that they all know each other. They don't, I'm sure that, in my opinion, when they screened them and asked them whether or not they had watched 90 Day Fiance, or whether or not they knew who the cast member was, because a lot of them had never heard of them before, had never seen them before, right? And so, it was a shock to them, right, on, what was going on. So we got this little woman by the name of Elise, who is interested in Rob. She goes over, she has a seat with Rob, right? Let me see if I can bring her up. I just had her up. Let me see if I can bring her up. Y'all doing too much. If y'all hear a bunch of noise, it's just two big standard poodles playing. Okay. It's two big standard poodles playing. Let me see if I can bring her up again. So this is her right here. Let me bring her up. Charlotte was entertaining her at one point. She's not entertaining Maisie anymore because she says she's hungry. But I don't know why she's hungry early. But she is. So this is Elise. Elise is the one who ended up being with Rob, right? Elise, has told herself and the whole entire world that she has a big butt for a white woman. She said that is, she is one of those type of people that like to enjoy life. If she wants something, she's going to go after whatever it is that, that she wants and whatever man she wants. And she absolutely went after Rob. Now Jennifer, who used to date Timothy, also like Rob, right? But she backed off because she saw Elise go over to Rob, and Rob was sitting there chilling on a chair. And so she comes over to Rob, and she comes over there with horse energy, okay? And so she, basically was just like Naya said, throwing herself completely on Rob. And Rob was, unalarmed, like he was unarmed, right? And and, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Like when you say threw yourself on somebody, she threw herself on somebody. She is one of the cast members that I don't believe has not seen Rob. I believe that she's seen Rob. I think that she was interested in Rob from what she saw on a television show. And I think that she is an opportunist and probably wants to be a star. Now, 90 Day Fiance did like a kind of like a pillow talk. And of course, she was one of the people that were on there. You know why? Because she came off with a bang. She's an actress, in my opinion. Did I say she was an opportunist? She's an opportunist. She came on to Rob. Rob is sitting there. She tells Rob that, she has a big butt for a white girl. But I just was like, okay, let's see how big her butt is, right? Because I know how big my butt is. And when y'all see me in person, you'll be able to see how big my butt is, right? I have a big butt, okay? Now, I don't have one of them BBL type of asses, okay? But I've always, had a butt. There's no need for me to get a BBL, right? So anyway, she sits down, she tells Rob, I want to kiss you and everything. And Rob was like, hold on, let me get myself together first. I mean, god damn. And so, he gets himself together where he can, kind of deal with what she's doing, and he kisses her, and everybody is looking like golly, right? That everybody noticed it. This woman is tonguing Rob down. Rob is tonguing her back. And then he says, okay, because she tells Rob, you want to kiss or you want to see my ass? And so, Rob said, give me the kiss first. And so she give him the kiss. Then she stands up, right, to show Rob her big ass. Okay, this big ass that she has for a white girl. Where's my phone? Cut it out. They is not playing with me. They say, you know what, we usually eat at 6, but we hungry right now, so I'm gonna have to change the other one, the other video, so I can let me find it. Because I took a picture of her side view. Did I take it with this phone? Let me find it. I must have took it with my other phone. Here it is. So she stood upright and she took up. She told us that she had a big butt. So Rob, after she slobbed Rob down, she said, "I have a big butt for a white girl." This was her butt. Where is the big butt for the white girl? She said that when people see her, they say, "Wow, you got a big butt." And I'm saying, where the fuck is this big butt? Then she proceeds to lift up her dress to show Rob her big butt, and she's bending over. People who have big butts don't have to bend over. It's just big. I don't have to bend over, curve my back like she's doing. I don't have to do any of that. All I got to do is stand up. Then when she's showing it to him, she bends over, she stands up again, and her arm is covering up the butt. Anybody that knows when you got an arm, if your two arms are standing or your two arms are normal beside you, your butt is going to. I didn't even see the butt. The arms completely made the butt disappear. She bends over and shakes her butt in her face. A girl with a big butt, she ain't got to do all of that. All she got to do is walk. But if you want the back pain, you go ahead. You want that? You go ahead on. Go ahead and pay for it. Chantel breasts look like somebody's grandmother, and she's got one of those bras on that's pointy at the end. She looked like she's going to the bra shop to get her bras done, and they got lace and lace and satin, and they itchy in them because Chantel's breasts are blown up so big it looks uncomfortable. Her face is, in my opinion, like her face. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to start taking pictures and showing y'all so that y'all can see these people are a hot mess. They have these, they all meet each other and everything. They size each other up, right? And again, they all trying to catch up with one another, try to figure out why one another are there and all of that kind of stuff. The next day they go and do these, they're supposed to be able to do these two things. One of the things that they're supposed to be able to do is that they, going to go on a speed dating, and the other one is going to a class to learn about dating, right? And so when they go, like, Jennifer comes up and she's about to sign up for the class, and she wants to know what class Tim is in, because allegedly she doesn't want to be around Tim. Yes, she do. So Tim sits around the night before, at the behest of Tiffany, who is stirring the pot, and they're all talking about their relationships. And so they asked, Tim about Jennifer, and Tim said, "Yeah, I used to date her. I was giving money to her and to her family and stuff like that." Well, Usman having a conversation with her the next day after this, tells her that Tim was talking about her. So she just, in a derogatory way, which he wasn't, because Tim mentioned it, And then he got off of it, right? He didn't want to be in the bullshit with her, right? He doesn't want any complications. Their relationship was over 6 years ago. And so, Tim, just was explaining, about the stuff, right? So then she sits down with us, Usman, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Rob. And she sits down with Usman and Rob, and she tells them that she went on a date with Tim. So basically, we all know from watching the season, those of us who has watched it that far, this is going on longer than I thought. And so anyway, we they sit down at the table and everything, and they, kind of catching up and being nosy about each other's affairs. So Usman, of course, is upset because Chantel said that she didn't fucking know him. And so, but Rob is friends with Jamal, who is a son of Kimberly, who used to date Usman. So, he kind of feeling some kind of way about him. But of course, he's not going to disclose that. He just going to sit there and chill till he can't chill no damn more. And so anyway, Usman spills the beans and says that, Tim was talking about her. So she tells them that when she was with Tim, they never had sex with each other. Rob said he could not understand why Tim did not. And so, she says that he took her to a strip club, a male strip club, and he paid for a guy, to entertain her. And she was trying to allude to the fact that Timothy is gay. And I don't know why people think there is such a crime of someone being gay. I don't understand that. Even Sophie with Rob was trying to say that Rob was bisexual. Okay, if he bisexual, he bisexual. If he's gay, he's gay. But what the fuck they gonna say when Chantel tells them that she done kissed the girl and now she's wondering whether or not she's gay or not? Are they going to have the same heat for Chantel that they have for these? I hate how they have tried to throw this in there, even at the reunion. People love who they love. They sleep with who they sleep with. What difference does it make? That does not, no, Twyla, that does not in any way make you who you are. It's about the person that's in here. And Sophie and her mother did some dirty to Rob. And so when he popped off, he wrong. Now, I understand that he did some wrong things. People are already saying, why would they allow Abuser to come on the show? But they let Coke come on there. They let Usman come on there. None of these men are stellar guys. So, bitch, you bring one on there, bring all of them on there. Let's go. Let the parade of weird fucking guys begin. So she sits there and tries to imply that Rob is gay because or she said Rob is into swinging or whatever. So is a whole lot of people. And I bet you her little horn ass is too. I ain't got it to do, y'all, with these motherfuckers playing these games. Like, I just don't. So anyway, they sit there, they going through what they going through. They talking what they talking. They saying what they saying and all the bull. So she's trying to tear Tim down. For what? She actually has the heart for Rob, but the girl Elise with the big black butt. Let me tell you something. We watched Sophie go and get a BBL. That girl butt looked like a pancake, while Sophie's looked like a buttermilk biscuit. Rob was not impressed with Elise's, not as big as Sophie blew hers up to. What's the girl's name? What is her name? I can't think of her daggone name. Hold on, y'all. Let me bring her up. These are stupid people. Stupid. Hold on, let me bring her up. What is her name? Okay, Auntie. Hold on, y'all. I can't think of her name. She's so irrelevant. Courtney. Instead of her meeting someone else, she's into Usman. She's walking around the resort worrying about what Usman doing when she's got these other single guys that she should be dating. She wants Usman to make some type of proposal to her or to date her again to ignite the fires again. And he fucking looking at Chantel and telling people how fine Chantel is. He wants to go on to other he wants to go other on to other women. Elise tells everybody that Rob texted her and all this old kind of stuff. And, he told her about Sophie. Who gives a damn? While there's one of the guys who is interested in Tiffany, but we're going to see if Tiffany goes because I don't think that Tiffany's role is to connect with anybody. That's just my opinion about it. I don't think she's there to connect with anybody. I think she's there to stir the pot. I absolutely believe that that's what she is there to do. I don't see her with good intentions. Neither do I see her. Okay. Absolutely Miss Chains. Absolutely Sugar 48. Who else was there that was relevant? Colt. Colt was telling them that, he likes to, make love 7 times a day. And they basically was like, well, he fat as fuck. It seems like if he was having this much, making this much love making that he would lose some weight. He's there sweating and nasty and all that kind of stuff. And so they go out on a dating one-on-one. Chantel is in the pool with the gentleman and she doesn't know what to talk about. She, is failing. She is unable to make any connection with the guy. She indicates that, since her divorce with Pedro, that, she just hasn't been the same and that she's a shy person. She started dating him when she was 25 years old. And I guess she's, continuously stuck in this, this place with him. I don't know, a bitch, but I'm just like, this is stupid. Move on with your fucking life. I don't understand how and why people are unable to move on with their lives. Like that right there, just I ain't getting it. But anyway, so who else did anything? I'm trying to think of who else was there. But right now, Rob is coming out as the most popular person. Again, it appears that Rob is very, very nice looking, right? I don't like I don't like guys, I like my berries very, very dark. Let me just say that, right? Because I don't want to come off the wrong way. But I like my berries very dark. Those are the ones that I'm into. Um And so Nathan Temp 2 said, Auntie, I'm not a Tim fan only because he worries about other people. He worries about other people than himself, but I don't like how Jennifer puts him down the way she does. I think that all of them, right, worry about one another. So I'm confused about why you saying that, because I think that they all do. I mean, we can tell from this that they all in each other's business and stuff like that. So Nate, you're gonna have to tell me what you mean by that. Yeah, I don't like her either. But the guys like her because of her body. The one guy that met her said that she's very sophisticated. I said she's ghetto as fuck. And they'll see it later on. I think that this was something that they should have done where, where they did not involve other people on the outside. I don't see this ever being a love connection, a real love connection between with these people. I think that they have gaslit them into it, and this is just my opinion, that they gaslit them into possibly coming on a show that really would have given them an opportunity, like Love is Blind, or one of those other shows. This show is just not the show where you are going to be able to make a love connection, because the cast is worried about the cast. They in each other's business. And the thing about it is, what shocks me about the cast when they do get together is how they fangirl or fanboy over each other. Like, I don't understand that fanning out over each other. I can't get with it, neither do I understand it, but I guess it is what it is. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna try to come out here as much as I can to talk about this particular show. As you all know, this 90 Day Fiance, I didn't even cover last week, but I will be covering that tonight. Because I think that that has gotten ridiculous, and it's almost as if and sometimes when I cover it, I feel a little stupid. Y'all, let me know. I feel a little stupid because it's the plot is so stupid. Like the stuff that's going on with Shekinah and Sabra, right? And him telling her that, in exchange for him signing a prenup, that, he's going to be weighing her. And for every pound that she's over, he's going to be charging her money. Like, who the fuck sits in front of their friends, right? And drops this kind of thing? Shekinah has in no way, absolutely in no way, has any intention of giving Sauper a prenup. The thing about it is, you can see how it's being written, because it's a setup to bring them onto another show. It's a setup for another show. And I be sitting up there looking at it like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. So we will be covering it. Um, yeah. So if y'all give me an opportunity, it seems like the dogs are really hungry. It is now 5:40, and the dogs usually eat around 6. So it looks like I'm going to be feeding the dogs now, and that's a process. Okay. So I'm going to be feeding the dogs, and then after that I'll come back. So I'm going to go and change the time. I am going to try to cover Sister Wives. I know that there's a new show on that was on 90 Day Fiance. I will be covering that tomorrow on Thursday. And probably Sister Wives, right? I'll be covering that, and then I believe I don't I believe that Amy, that the 1,000 pound sisters, has some kind of special. I don't cover their specials unless it's a particular episode. I do want to see the episode where Tammy has her weight loss. So I know that I owe y'all some videos, and I will be doing those videos, right? Because I get up so much earlier now to do the job that I do, y'all. I be tired when I come home, right? Thank you to all the members who came out with me yesterday about the Diddy trial. And I thank you all for your support. Just by way of updating, Diddy and them tried to file today for a mistrial for prosecution misconduct. And that was in reference to one of the witnesses who was on the stand. I believe it was a police officer, if I'm not mistaken. So they tried to go for a mistrial because they were using a witness to indicate that Diddy had made some fingerprints go away. And of course, the whole cotton freaking courtroom blew up, right? And so they moved for a mistrial. Of course, that was not, that was not granted, but it's going to be a whole lot of stuff that they're going to be probably watching for. So to all of my members, that's just the update for what happened at the D trial. And yeah. So let me go and feed the dogs. I'll be back, y'all, and I will try to cover as much as I can cover. Um who makes you laugh, Harley? She makes me laugh, so truthful. Oh, she says love Ashley and her mama on PT. PT, what is PT? I can't even think right now. I need to go on. Barbara said that 90 Day Fiance is a brain drain. Um, Pillow Talk. You talking about that, Ashley? I don't think it's nothing entertaining about her. Ew. And I refuse to watch Pillow Talk because we are Pillow Talk. We are the first ones, the content creators who started covering this back in the day. We're Pillow Talk. And I really believe that, they roll off of that when we started doing it right because, well, nobody talking about it until the content creators got out here. But anyway, I love y'all. So let me, like, for real, let me get out of here. Let me go feed these dogs because they calm and they seem like they hungry as hell. But until next time, y'all let me know down in the comment what y'all thought about this episode. Was it just too much for y'all? Is it a brain drain? I like that. Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback downtown in the comment section. Love y'all.